as we're speaking now, gold just made another all-time high. Your
Yep.
thoughts on this run up in gold, Chris?
I think it will continue. The limited supply and the fear that I sense among a number of investors, people just look at what they see coming from Donald Trump and some of his cabinet members and they don't like it. And so they're going to run. But there are limited alternatives for people. For example, do you go into real estate here in the US? I would say no. We're getting pretty close to the end of a cycle in real estate. We're probably going to see a reset in U.S. real estate prices by 27, 28. The maxi reset is not something anybody wants to talk about, but it's a part of the U.S. economy. We have an ebb and flow. As my friend Stan Middleman, the founder of Freedom Mortgage, likes to say, the tides come in, the tides go out. We don't know
Mhm.
why, but they definitely do. So, he's seen enough cycles to have a view on this and also runs one of the biggest servicing books in the industry. So, what happens to a firm like that if rates fall? People prepay their mortgages. You'll see a lot of volatility in the credit markets. And that'll be a repeat really of 2020.
I have a lot of couples in their 40s and the 50s watch the show, Chris, still are not first time home owners waiting. They haven't been able
Yeah.
to buy the house. When does that time come? Does it?
Well, after we reset prices, we could go back down to 2021 levels of home prices in the next reset. I think you're probably going to see rates fall. Here's the scenario I published recently. Rates fall, we see a little boomlet in mortgages. It'll look a lot like the third quarter of last year, but it could go on for a year or so, higher volumes, but prices will go up. You see, we got limited supply in bottom half of the market, say below $400,000. Above $400,000, you're seeing fatigue. You're already seeing markets cool off. You're seeing prices coming down. A lot of spec homes down south, by the way. A lot of new construction that's just sitting there and going to rentals. When you see a purchase house going to rentals, that's a bad sign. And so in the Carolinas, the Washington area, all the way down into Texas, you got oversupply now and some more pricey homes. But in the bottom half, there's not enough supply. You're going to see that change though. So I think you'll see a small boom in housing in 27, 28, and then we have a correction.
A correction or a crash?
Well, it'll take us down 20%. I've been trying to argue with the guys who run my village that they shouldn't push up the assessments anymore because I said, look, you want to be where we're going to be in the next downturn. That's where you want assessments to be.